Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Afternoon Market Action. My name is Glenn.
My name is Ryan.
We're going to be your host for like the next 2 days, especially with the Fed talking
we should
today.
Set a record. Let's go for 4.
The Fed's talking today. CPI number came in a little less hot, driving this market up higher today. So we're going to talk a lot about what's going on in the market. We're going to point you in the direction of what to look for, and I need to also make sure that everybody hears us loud and clear. Why didn't Joey announce himself? Joey, you want to announce yourself?
Hello.
All right, that was Joey announcing himself. That's way to go. Wow.
Very straight and to the point.
A whole lot of vim and vigor. Wow. Hello. That's it. All right, Dr. G, your target price Apple is on spot on. Beautiful. It's not there yet. It's not there yet. It needs, I think it's about $4 away. That price target I had, I told you that it was going to go higher than it had before. And I was aggressive with it at 220. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Someone asked me, so what do you do after that? Well, I still think, and Ryan can chime in on this, I still think that the whole AI space, the whole AI momentum will continue to drive stocks like Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft higher. ARM, that kind of thing. What do you think, Ryan?
Totally agree. And as long as we're getting softening inflation data, that only increases the chances for everyone wants these interest rate cuts to occur at some point. And as long as we stay on the path we've been on, the last 2 reports now, Apple could go even further.
Well, we're going to definitely talk about that today as well, as Ryan and I and Joey have stock picks for you going into the rest of the week as well. Is Joey wearing a cowboy hat? Never. He never does. He never does. Do you own a cowboy hat? Do you own a cowboy hat?
Dallas Cowboys hat.
That's worse. He said he said a Dallas Cowboys hat. Well,
oh God,
exactly. I'm saying the same thing. That's horrible.
We might need to get Koo to start helping us from now on.
All right, nice. I like that. I like that. Cool. Are you in the background? That would be great. We're trying to set a precedent to get Koo here. All right, so there we go. All right, we're trying to get Koo in here, and actually, Koo can have like some kind of a KPI, a Koo price indicator. He can have his own. All right, Bhavesh, we're going to take a look at your stocks, but not yet. So save it for the time when we start talking about looking at stocks, and please do not stream it. Don't spam it in the room, because if you do, we will not look at it.
Time out.
All right, if you do, we will not. All right, I am writing it down. Q, I don't even know what that is. Hey, Ryan, look up on your side. Is that a real stock that we have? I don't even know. I've never heard of it.
Finding out right now.
I've never heard of it. Is it?
It is. It looks like it just got pumped. It was about $100 a few months ago. Went up to $300. But in the last couple trading sessions,
yeah, there's a reason why. I wrote it down.
Yeah, there's some news on it.
There's a reason why. I don't know if it's good news or just pumped, like Ryan said. All right. Full credit to you for the JPI indicator. Why? One of these days, I'm going to cuss. I'm just trying to tell you, one of these days, I'm going to cuss. Apple is the highest market cap gain again. Yes, I just did a short on it.
Yep.
I just did a short on it. If you haven't taken a look at it, after this, go take a look at the short. Ryan did a short as well. So,
I have a feeling NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, they're all battling out for the top spot.
Absolutely.
Depending on price action that day, they're probably going to be rotating out. There's not a real clear winner right now. NVIDIA's in 3rd place at the moment.
It's going to be fun to watch these. And I think, and you back me up or not on this, I think the 3 stocks you have to own in your portfolio right now are those 3 stocks. And a lot of people say, well, it's too overbought. And listen. As long as
if it's working, it's working.
As long as it keeps moving, as long as they keep moving, I think those are the 3 stocks that you got to have in your portfolio right now. You think market is going to crash now? I doubt it.
Why would I think that, Amir?
I don't think so. And
why would I think that?
And of course, it all depends on what the Fed's got to say today. The 3 that we just both said was NVIDIA, Microsoft, and Apple. And my video for Friday, I'm going to show you the poor man's way to play the mega cap. That's going to be part of Friday's video. Friday's video,
I like that. That's a good job.
I got speculative plays for you, but I'm going to have a bonus called The Poor Man's Way to Play the Mega Cap. You don't want to miss that video on Friday. All right. You don't want to. AVGO. How about they report? I did last night's video on AVGO. So we'll see what happens. They report after the close today. All right. Joey is setting up for the Fed. What is it? 2:00. Does anybody see what he says? I'm gonna go. Go ahead. Okay, I'm gonna go up to the top here. Dang it! And I'm sure he didn't do anything. I'm gonna go to CNBC just to take a look. Put us into that screen. There it is.
Yep.
Here's what changed with the new Fed. The Fed continues to expand. What is it? Is that you and me? Fed holds rate steady, indicates only one. Whoo, finally. Do you see that? Finally, some truth. Now we went from 3 cuts from last year. He just says only 1 cut coming this year. That's big. You agree, Ryan?
And Glenn, we may not agree on everything, but when it comes to the Federal Reserve and these interest rates, we've been pretty parallel in our thinking.
Man, I said none. For the year, or possibly 1 because it is an election cycle. But if that's coming straight from him, that, we'll see what the rest of the story says, and we'll hear what he's got to say. But that's big. That's big in and of itself. I wonder now. Amir asked the question with a market crash. Does this change the opinions of investors now, knowing that probably 1 cut? Interesting. I still think that no matter what, folks, anything can happen. I still think we could possibly get a raise. All right, so interesting. I wanted to see, man, that's big news. That's some truth coming out from the Fed, moving from the 3 to the 1. All right, so let's go look at some news.
Yeah.
Are we on the right? Yeah, we are. Fed rode the rate cuts clears as inflation eases. Ryan did a short today talking about the softening of inflation. I agree, Jeff. No way, no raise, Jose. I'm just saying it all depends. I've said that, and actually the Fed said his colleagues said that possibly there was a rate increase on the table. They said it.
Nope.
They said it.
Real quick before we move on, Glenn.
Yes.
I know we like looking at news articles, things of that nature.
Right.
But we are also chart readers.
Yes.
Tonight's 6 p.m. video did something a little bit different.
Okay.
I got CPI on a graph, and it's just strictly looking at the chart. What is it telling us? And I think you're going to find some great information by that, because I put in, certain levels to where we could potentially see interest rate hikes come on the table. We could see, situations where higher for longer, and I presented situations where we could potentially see an interest rate cut. So if you're interested, or if if inflation, it's everyone's big concern right now, especially with their stock portfolio, if that's something that you're interested in and you want to see, I guess, get educated and get an unbiased opinion, just looking at a chart, definitely take a look at it. As well, I do throw in the SPY and QQQ this evening just to give you some overall market analysis. But I just want to throw that out there, time appropriate before we jump into our news story.
I saw the video. I think it was very well done. You guys don't want to miss tonight's video. I think it puts it, just like he said, a clearer picture on the whole inflation story. It really, really does. September rate cut chances spike after the core CPI in May cools to a 3-year low. But I like the story, hearing it right from his mouth, and we'll hear more about that when he comes up at 2:30 in regards to only 1 rate cut for the year. That's very, very... Bill and Jeff, I agree with you on the raise. I'm repeating a lot of what his colleagues are saying. All right, so that's it. That's not even my take. I am saying what they're saying. All right, next story. Apple adds 2.5 billion market cap as the stock leads the S&P 500 for the first time in years. And I did tell y'all that I took a position in AAPU prior to the WWDC 24 because I knew that they were going to get real deep into integrating the generative AI into the iOS. Man, oh man, I gave a price target of 220. It's getting close to it, and I'm in it, and I got in before the WWDC. I'm a happy individual, big time happy. Next story is AI-powered Apple overtakes Microsoft as the world's most valuable company. So it's going to be a fight between Apple, Microsoft, and NVIDIA. Keep in mind, each one of those companies have a market cap of $3 trillion. The only three in the market that have a market cap of over $3 trillion. I'm thinking that again on Friday's video. I'm going to show you how to play the poor man's play on the mega market cap stocks. All right.
I like it.
Market. All right.
Market.
All right. Next story is yours. I like this story.
Oh, yeah. Actually, Glenn, you found this story for me. But just going off of that Apple momentum, if you've been watching the channel, you clearly probably know what TSM is. Me and Glenn talk about it all the time. If you're new, if this is your first time watching, this is the company that's behind the AI revolution. They are the manufacturer with NVIDIA. They are the manufacturer for AMD. They are the manufacturer for Apple's chips, Amazon, Meta. None of it is possible without Taiwan.
Amen.
I was actually just talking to my cousin who lives in Charleston. He's the one who got me into semiconductors and AMD years ago, which is some of his knowledge. And he's still holding this position. He's bullish on it. He's in that field. He knows what he's talking about. I love the company itself. Like I said, it's not possible without TSM. I know I've said in the past, if you want to hedge this position with geopolitical tensions between China and Taiwan, Intel is, decent play to do that. But we're not seeing any of that come to fruition. It's kind of gotten out of the, I'm not saying it's not possible, but as long as, geopolitical tensions remain at a low level between those two nations, Taiwan Semi is only going to flourish. Not only, in that country, but the Western nations, they see the supply chain and logistics behind the AI chips, and that's why they are subsidizing Taiwan Semi to bring those factories over. We're seeing it here in the U.S., especially in Germany as well, some of the auto manufacturers. So this is a great company. I know everyone knows about NVIDIA, AMD, some of the other ones. If you're not familiar with Taiwan Semi, obviously do your own research, but, just want to put it on your radar.
Excellent. Tabula says, don't remember you telling us about Apple. Type of 1, Sai, between you and Akshaya. Type of 1, did I tell you that I was getting into Apple prior to the WWDC? Type of 1 in the room, if you guys heard me talk about that. Type of 2, if you did not hear me talk about that. Holy smokes, Tabula. Stop it, Joey. I'm sitting here. I can't see how anybody in this room can type a 2. Claire says 2. All right, that's fine. How about this? The majority of the people in this room knew that I said something about it. All right? The majority of the people, I don't know how you're going to put that out there. All right? Don't skewer me. I'm not skewering you.
Don't skewer.
I'm asking the room.
Be nice, Glenn. Be nice.
I said 220 is the target.
Tab.
I'm not skewering you.
I got to work with the guy, so I get it.
I know that I said it. I know that I said, you said, you don't remember. I said it. All right. Glenn doesn't stop talking Apple. That's true. I did stop talking Apple a little bit because it wasn't such a great play. I did stop talking it. All right, so I love this play. You know what else? You know what other stock I like right along with Taiwan Semi. What is it, Ryan?
ASML?
Absolutely, because they work hand in hand.
That's where they get their lithography machines from. That's how they make the chips.
Yep.
Those are the two powerhouses. That's where it all starts from. Everything else is derived from those two companies.
When did you say it? We can check the video. You know how much time? Listen, ask one.
You know how many videos he puts out?
No, talking about Apple. For those, Ravi, if you pay attention to the channel, and I don't know, I'm not sure if you do or not. I've talked about it. I had to have talked about it before, whether it was in a live stream or something or other. Y'all ain't putting me out there.
Did you see John's comment?
What did John say? When Glenn stops talking about today. Apple, start buying until your fingers bleed. Wow. All right. There it is. All your stocks, ASML, OMG. Glenn said it on Friday, on Thursday, on Monday. I know I talked about it. I listen, talk to the people in the room because, and look at the chat. Talk to the people in the room. I don't know. Do you know how much between Ryan and I, between shorts, between videos, between live streams? I don't remember. I know I talked about it, though. All right. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, while we're talking about Taiwan Semi real quick, you know I love semiconductors. You know they're my favorite. So this past weekend, I had to go to the grand opening of the Micro Center. Look at this bad boy. Got me a little custom mug for the grand opening. You know, I don't just talk about these semiconductor stocks. I'm a big believer in them, and I follow the market with them. And I will say, I went Sunday at the end of the grand opening. Man, half that store was empty when it came to AMD and NVIDIA's GPU chips. I actually took a video of it. And this was the AMD section. And like half the shelves were just empty. I mean, all people of all ages and backgrounds. I mean, they were walking out with big old computer box chips. It got me exciid. So I don't think this AI... It's not done yet.
I'm thinking I think Ryan and I need to take a trip down to the Micro Center, the new Micro Center, and do a video from there.
Let's do it.
All right. Next story. You know I love me some Palantir, but still staying with the AI space. C3AI and Palantir chooses the best AI stocks to buy. This is opinion piece. All right. In regards to C3AI, C3AI isn't just an industry leader in the enterprise. It's also known as an innovator and a mover in the ongoing digital transformation of the global economy. That makes it sound like it's freaking huge. C3AI is one of the stocks in this opinion piece, and then Palantir is in here. AI lies in the center of all it does. AI is the big buzz, right? Mm-hmm. But Palantir does not ignore or leave out the human factor. And I think that that's an important part of playing the AI space in the companies that you're using to play the AI space. I know that Elon Musk is pissed at Apple, saying that he's going to take all of the Apple stuff out of his stuff. And a lot
of GPT, that's why.
Yes, I'm thinking that it sounds jealousy. I think that that's a sign of jealousy. You know,
he did just start his own AI company. Was it XAI?
That's another one, not C3AI, but
well, his concern, because I read some of the articles, is because clearly now that he's starting his XAI, he realizes how much data is being collected from consumers, and he doesn't want his employee or Apple getting the data from his employees. That's his concern. I think it's legitimate, but time will tell. We'll see how it plays out.
So he's going to do his own. It's not going to do that, but so then fine. Is it going to be as good? I don't know. I'm just asking the question.
We'll find out.
I'm just asking the question. All right. Jake says Ravi almost every session. I know. I don't always know exactly when I say stuff because I say so much stuff on here. I do. And Ramar is right. Elon represents a very small section of the market. But you know something? He can represent a small space. He carries a big stick. You know what I'm saying? He carries a big stick. He's got a big platform. He's well known. He may play a small segment, but he carries a big stick. All right, the last story for today, Ryan and I didn't do a lot of stories today because we wanted to be able to concentrate on the Fed. But this is a big story.
Tesla story, I see.
And guess what? On this story, I got your back, Ryan. Because we're going to start some stuff right here. Go ahead. We're finna start some stuff right here. Go ahead.
Last week, I did a video on Nio.
Okay.
And I've never gotten so much flack for a video.
And I watched
Essentially,
it.
the video was titled.
And Ryan knows that I was pissed about it. I got angry. I got angry at that.
Well, essentially, I saw more dip ahead with Nio, right? It was trading around like 5:30 time I did that video. It was the earnings. Last time I looked this morning, I'll look right now, but I think it's around 440. Let's see here, Nio, 440. See, 457. So it looks like the inflation's helping it out today, but it's continuing to go down. Ultimately, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make you money. Woo! So I had to speak the truth.
Oh, preach on, brother.
So I went to, I love my oil price website. I like to trade oil, or like to follow oil at least. Now here, Chinese EV stocks tank on tariff drama. I am short Nio on my watch list. One of their big expansion plans was getting into the EU, finally getting out of the Chinese market itself. Well, Turkey imposed a 40% tariff on all EV imports. And then where was it? Oh, yeah. From July, the European Union is set to impose additional tariffs up to 25%. So it's not just the United States, but it looks like countries around the world are, trying to protect their domestic manufacturers because, China, they're just subsidizing these EV car companies to where they can just produce them real cheap. And everyone's catching on real quick to that. So just keep an eye out. I'm not saying Nio long term can't turn around and be a good company, but as of right now, I see more problems and more bearish. Even looking at the chart, 3, 8, 20, it's all bearish right now. So if you're in Nio, again, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to help you save money and not trade emotionally. That's what it comes down to.
Kevin, when have I ever said I was in love with Apple? Everybody knows that I say I love Apple, but I've never been in love with Apple. Sigh. Y'all just throwing stuff out there. Y'all just throwing all kind of stuff out there. Sounds like me dealing with Joey. And I know I get worked up every time. All right, let's do this. Now that we've got...
Oh, you didn't do my Tesla story, did you?
I thought... Hold on.
It was in the chat.
Was it? Sigh, hold on, let me go find it. I thought I put up afternoon market action.
Well, while he's looking for it...
Oh, there it is. I'll put it up.
Essentially,
there it is. It's
Tesla,
in your list.
Everyone knows.
It's in your list, but I didn't have the story. Sorry about that.
So I do have Tesla in my list today. I'm not saying, just go out and buy it blindly.
That's what it sounds like to me.
But essentially, everyone knows the EV demand concerns, and that's why Tesla's been pulling back. But Tesla is much more than just an EV company. They do industrial batteries. They got the robo-taxis. They've got the robots. That's what I'm looking at now, the robots here. This article came out as of today. They've been working on this project for quite some time. The photo's from December, so this is pretty recent. But they've finally claimed they've got 2 Optimus humanoid robots working autonomously in a factory, which would be a first. So I know Elon made a lot of promises of futuristic ideas. If these come to fruition, that's the key word, if these come to fruition, Tesla, I see great potential for Tesla. I see great potential for it. I'm not saying go buy it right this second. It is up today with inflation. I got it on my list. I think it'll definitely do good until next week when we do the quick test. But keep it on your radar. There's big things happening with this company. If they come to fruition, I could see the market cap easily getting back over $1 trillion.
You know what I heard?
What'd you hear?
I am Optimus Prime, and I work for Elon Musk. We are going to take over the EV space. Autobots, transform.
Yep. So that's what I just heard. That's my Optimus Prime impersonation. That's my Optimus Prime impersonation.
We are the Autobots. We've come from a distant planet to take over your world with electric vehicles.
So there we go. All right. So there we go. All right. So let's get back into the software. Take a look at what's going on. Ryan did a great job last week on the Friday weekend video talking about the wedge. We broke to and look at this level of support on the VectorVest composite that the VVC just couldn't break down and stay below. And look at the breakout today. Look
that buying pressure you see at that bottom wick there, right at the breakout. That's kind of your warning that this was going to be a little fakey.
A little what?
I call it a fakey or
wow.
fake out.
That's a Ryanism. That's your first Ryanism.
Well, because I day trade and I see this all the time where you get a breakout to one way, hits a clear level support real quick, and then just fakes the other way. So that's why I usually, you see how you got those 2 parallel lines? I usually find some kind of consolidation right around the breakout point or as the wedge, squeezes closer. And that's what I really play off of. Maybe I should do a video on some day trading here.
You know what I don't like, though, with today's action is the wick, the bigger wick at the top of the candle. I'm not going to agree with Amir that we're ready for a crash. You know something? There's a couple of things that I'm looking for. I think that this is a beautiful level of support on the composite. If we break down below that, I think we've got a lot more downside. But then even without looking at the graph, looking at the MTI and the buy to sell ratio, we're nowhere near a level of looking for a bottom. So I'm not worried about a crash. I am listening to what the Fed says. The Fed pushed the market up today. Fed and CPI. There's the Fed, saying that there's no change. CPI, that definitely pushed the market higher. How much more sustainable is this push up is the question. All right. The dew is back long. The primary wave is up. I think the market is giving us signs that we may have some move to the upside. But because these never got to low levels, I don't know how strong. I think that this level of 67.22 is going to hold as a solid level of resistance. We may have up to that level. I don't think we get past that level. All right, so the market seems to have stalled right now. Well, that shows that wick right there is the case. All right, we got 5 minutes before the Fed comes on. Let's do this real quick.
Woo, 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Customer picks. We'll wait on that. Glenn's picks last week. Let's peep that out real quick. All right, let's peep that out real quick. Apple, I killed it. I killed it. I don't even know yet. Let's go take a look. Put this back 5 days, which would have been seven business days, 5 trading days, 6-5. These were my stock picks last week. Quick test them.
Hey, look, last week you had Apple. They say you don't even talk Apple.
I know. I know. Anyway, but I talked about being in before the WWDC anyway.
23%.
Look at that. Apple in and of itself. I'm pushing more than 30% on my trade. No, I'm not. I'm pushing about 25% on my trade. CrowdStrike's in there. 2 stocks that went down. They went down minimally. Was Delta. Delta had something going on with something. Delta and United. There was something going on that I had them in the list. And,
it was the flying car project.
Was it?
Each one back to different companies.
It was 2 different companies.
Right?
Yeah. All right. That's why I had them in the list. But 5.51% out of my stock, 7 winners, 2. Wow. Thank you, Deborah. Type of 1 in the room.
Thank you, Deborah.
Get the ones in the room. There you go. Glenn, your June growth picks have been fire. Oh, man. Thank you. Got to get the ones in the room. Thank you very much for that, Deborah. Did the whoa come up?
Deborah, give us 2 stock picks.
All right, Deborah, you got to give us 2 stock picks. All right. Deborah, give us 2 stock. Thank you guys so much for that. And QXO. Joey's going to be looking for your picks, Deborah. Joey's going to be looking for your picks. All right. And when you put them in, Joey will let me know. All right. So I did okay last week. Let's go look at Ryan's picks last week. No, please don't say that just happened.
Did they delete?
I don't know yet. Ryan's picks. That's Ryan's picks. Ryan's picks last week.
Oh, Glenn deleted them.
What the fuck?
And dang, my oil play is about to be big too.
Joey, go look at last week's thing and just write down what his picks were for me, please. Look, I got you. I got you, bro.
Yeah, we'll go back.
We're gonna go back to yours. All right, Joey's picks.
Let's see what Joey's picks are. Because we got about 2 minutes.
All right. Wow, thank you, Amir. We got another super chat.
Thank you, man.
Way to go, man. For the June picks and earnings calls. Thank you, man.
I love the image of Glenn when you guys do these picks or do the super chat.
Wait a minute. That doesn't make why does his don't come up either? You saw me build all of these.
Oh, you delete them.
I did, but I had to put in y'all's picks. Oh, hold on. I got it. I don't got it. What the flying flip happens?
This is not mine. Right?
Those are yours for this week. Somehow
You got rid of all last week. You cleared them all.
I messed up.
Oh man, Glenn, it's not a big deal.
That bothers me. That I was rushing. That was my fault. That was all my fault. I think I cut out both their picks from last week, and that was my fault. Son of a. All right. After the Fed, Joey's going to find the stock picks. We're going to still look at them. That was all my fault. All right. We'll get to look at Joey's picks from last week and Ryan's picks for last week while the Fed is talking. All right. You two daddies looking cute with cowboy.
You got to read everything, don't you?
Erin, please be female. That's all I have.
Please be female.
Erin, please. I'm begging you, please. Please. Wow. That just made me sweat a little bit. Holy smokes. All right. Let's go get to the Fed. Joey's got it up somewhere.
Yep. Ready?
Yeah. We're gonna go to the Fed. While this is going on, Joey's going to get the picks for both Ryan and Joey for last week. We're going to still look at those. All right, the Fed's getting ready to come on. I need to put up the market timing graph on this side. All right.
This is really what's going to move the market and finish the day. We got to get rid of that upper wick.
John says, Glenn said it was his fault. All his fault. You cut that clip?
Yeah.
Whatever. I just need to go to the graphs. Market timing graph. Let's go put this on intraday. 5-minute bars, current day. Do I need to move this? Okay. There you go. ARM is my pick if you get to review it, says Bill. Wait a minute. Whose picks was I supposed to get? Wow.
Amir?
Bikram Jet. Thank you. We got another super chat. I need 20%. You got your 20% on that. Do you want me to look at Apple, Bikram Jet? Or do you want another pick?
We got Amir and Deborah too.
Amir, Deborah, and Bikram Jet. I need stocks from each one of you. Thank you. Type the ones in the room for Bikram Jet, please. Type the ones in the room. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right, so we got them set up side by side. That's excellent. I need picks from those three. I need y'all's picks.
I like to see the composite starting to turn around here.
Here we go.
Nice.
All right, here we go. Can they hear him?
Sound on.
Good afternoon.
Okay.
My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. Our economy has made considerable progress toward both goals over the past 2 years. The labor market has come into better balance
Dateline.
with continued strong job gains and a low unemployment rate. Inflation has eased substantially from a peak of
I don't hear him anymore.
to 2.7%, but is still too high. We are strongly committed to returning inflation to our 2% goal in support of a strong economy that benefits everyone. Today, the FOMC decided to leave our policy interest rate unchanged and to continue to reduce our securities holdings.
I still don't hear him.
We are maintaining our restrictive
Do you-
stance of monetary policy in order to keep demand in line with supply and reduce inflationary pressure.
Yes. Can you hear him?
I'll have more to say about monetary
Okay.
policy after briefly reviewing economic developments. Recent indicators suggest that economic activity has continued to expand.
Hey, we
at a
already
solid
talked
pace.
about that at 2:00.
Although
I think
GDP
you're late.
growth
We're here at
moderated
2:30.
from 3.4% in the fourth quarter of last year
Exactly. As soon as it
to
came out.
1.3%
Okay.
in the first quarter.
Why are y'all
Private domestic
spewing
final
stuff?
purchases, which excludes
Deborah, there we
inventory
go,
investment,
Deborah. Thank you.
government spending, and net exports, and usually sends a clearer signal on underlying demand, grew at 2.8% in the first quarter, nearly as strong as the second half of
Deborah.
2023. Growth of consumer spending
Did the
has
other two
slowed from last
post
year's
anything?
robust pace,
Okay.
but remains solid. And investment in equipment and intangibles has picked up from its anemic pace last year. Improving supply conditions have supported resilient demand and the
Thank
strong
you,
performance
Lifestyle.
of the U.S. economy over the past
I need
year.
a stock from you. Type the ones in the room.
In our
I
summary
need
of
a stock
economic
from you.
projections, committee participants generally expect GDP growth to
They must be
slow
making
from
these
last
people
year's
money
pace,
because
with a
I've
median
never seen
projection
so
of
many,
2.1% this
comments.
year
That's true,
and
man. That's
2.0%
awesome.
over the next 2 years. In the labor market,
Why the
supply
flip
and
and
demand
flip?
conditions have come into better balance. Payroll job gains averaged 218,000 jobs per month in April and May, a pace that is still strong, but a bit below that seen in the first quarter.
I got your stocks, Deborah.
The unemployment rate ticked up, but remains low at 4%.
4%.
Strong job creation over the past couple of years has been accompanied by an increase in the supply of workers, reflecting increases in participation among individuals aged 25 to 54 years and a continued strong pace of immigration. Nominal wage growth has eased over the past year, and the jobs to workers gap has narrowed. Overall, a broad set of indicators suggests that
Yeah, I want to see that price action get back above that 2 p.m. drop we saw.
on the eve of the pandemic. Relatively tight, but not overheated. FOMC participants expect labor market strength to continue. The median unemployment rate projection in the SEP is 4.0% at the end of this year and 4.2% at the end of next year. Inflation has eased notably over the past 2 years, but remains above our longer-run goal of 2%. total PCE prices rose.
Corey, that's exactly what I got on
7%
my
over
screen, the
12
1
months
minute
ending in April.
candlesticks.
Excluding the volatile food and energy categories, core PCE prices rose 2.8%. The Consumer Price Index, which came out this morning and tends to run higher than the PCE price index,
last week
rose 3.3% over the 12 months ending.
Ryan, did you have 15 stocks last
CPI
week?
rose 3.4%.
I never had 15
I didn't
stocks.
think so either.
Inflation data received earlier this year were higher than expected, though more recent monthly readings have eased somewhat. Longer-term inflation expectations appear to remain well anchored, as reflected in a broad range of surveys of households and businesses and forecasters, as well as measures from financial.
I moved to 1 minute bars.
The median projection in the
Yes.
SEP for total PCE inflation is 2.7%
Last week I had USO,
2.3% next year,
ASML.
Hold on.
in 2026.
USO.
My colleagues and I are
ASML.
acutely aware.
Type them to me in
high
Teams.
Inflation imposes significant hardship as it erodes purchasing power, especially for those least able to meet the higher costs of essentials like food, housing, and transportation. Our monetary policy actions are guided by our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. In support of these goals, the committee decided at
Joey
today's
found
meeting
them.
to maintain the target range for the federal funds rate at 5.25% to 5.5%.
Look at that
To
composite.
reduce
Yep.
our securities holdings. As labor market tightness has eased and inflation has declined over the past year, the risks to achieving our employment and inflation goals have moved toward better balance. The economic outlook is uncertain, however, and we remain highly attentive to inflation risks.
Corey said they can't hear him.
We've stated that we do not expect it will be appropriate to reduce the target range for the federal funds rate until we have gained greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably toward 2%. So far this year, the data have not given us that greater confidence. The most recent inflation readings have been more favorable than earlier in the year, however, and there has been modest further progress.
I can
toward
hear it on my
inflation objective.
screen.
I can
We'll
too.
need to see more good data to bolster our confidence that inflation is moving sustainably toward 2%. We know that reducing policy restraints.
Yeah, I saw that. The Dow has been, I mean, it jumped up this morning, but it's been retracing ever since. But the Dow's always been the big loser. You ever notice that over the last few weeks?
Too little could
On any bad day, the Dow typically is charging to the downside.
It's either the tech or
Considering any
the
adjustment
Russell
to the
leading
target
the way
range for the federal
recently.
funds rate, the committee
Yeah,
will carefully
yeah,
assess
definitely the
data,
NASDAQ.
the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. In our SCP, FOMC participants wrote down their individual assessments of an appropriate path for the
Yeah, Corey, I definitely agree. I mean,
based on what each participant
inflation,
is
interest
most
rates,
likely
that's
to
definitely
do.
going to have a bigger effect on the growth
If
stocks.
the economy evolves as expected, the median participant projects that the appropriate level of the federal funds rate will be 5.1% at the end of this year, 4.1% at the end of 2025, and
It seems to be the same jibber jabber he usually says.
Wow.
But these projections are not a committee plan or any kind of a decision. As the economy evolves, assessments of the appropriate policy path will adjust in order to best promote our maximum employment and price stability goals. If the economy remains solid and inflation persists, we're prepared to maintain the current target.
Again, if you missed earlier in the video, tonight's 6 p.m. presentation, we are going to be going solely over, well, not solely.
We're prepared to respond.
Oh, shoot.
Policy is well positioned to deal with the risks.
That was supposed to be muted.
In pursuing both
CPI data. I'm going to analyze it on a chart just like what we do a stock. So if that's something that you're interested in, it's going to be out tonight, 6 p.m., along with QQQ and SPY analysis.
The Fed has been assigned 2 goals for monetary policy: maximum employment and stable prices. We remain committed to bringing inflation back down to our 2% goal and to keeping longer-term inflation expectations.
And it's like as soon as the market found out, oh, interest rates are unchanged, just kind of
essential to achieving maximum employment and
a pretty tight trading range there.
Our success in delivering on these goals matters to all Americans. We understand that our actions affect communities, families, and businesses.
Corey, I agree. Blah, blah, blah. I definitely prefer listening to Glenn and Ryan over the Fed.
Nice.
We'll do everything we can.
Are you guys done with the Fed? Should we move on to stock charts?
Thank you, and I look forward to your questions.
So I'd much rather look at stock charts than see old Jerome Powell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Steve Leisman, CNBC. Just wondering if you could walk me through the committee's average inflation forecast. Core PCE is now forecast to be 2.8% by the year end, It's already 2.75, and after today's number, there were several forecasts on the street that it would be 2.6 at the end of this month. Does that tell you that the average official expects no further progress?
Yeah, Glenn, looks like people are ready to move on.
Hold on. Let's take like one or two
that's
questions.
Sort of, you could have wrong the outlook for rates there.
Yeah, so what's going on there is that we had very low readings in the second half of last year, June through December, really. And we're now lapping those. So as you go through the 12-month window, a very low
Deborah
reading
says
drops
windbag.
out, the new reading comes in, the new reading gets added to that.
Tomorrow will be interesting with employment. I am, Jazz, I'm very curious about that.
I agree.
We're assuming a certain level of
It's a double-edged sword. Strength of the economy, inflation.
incoming.
All right.
Depending on those two,
PCE,
that's how we get the interest
PCE
rate
numbers.
decision.
We're assuming,
Do you want to
you know,
still listen to the
good but
Fed?
not
Type of
great
1.
numbers. And
If
you
you're
put that
done
on top
listening
of
to the
where we are
Fed,
now,
type of
you
2.
get a very slight increase.
You want to listen to the Fed? Type of 1. You done listening to the Fed? Type of 2.
You can't hear when you guys are all talking. So
Okay.
just turn it down. It's got to be one of
2. We got a lot more 2s than we. Wow. All right, we got a lot more. All right, that's fine. That I can keep them in the background like that. All right. Notice that after the Fed talked, the market pretty much just stayed in a little bit of a channel from that swing that Ryan was looking at to the low of prior to the Fed coming on. He's not saying a lot just quite yet. Waiting for the end of June's employment report rate. So we had 2 barriers or 2 headwinds today. CPI came in soft. Fed keeping the rates steady. Tomorrow is going to be jobs. So this was a busy week. Man, we got to take a look at your stocks. But first, before we do that, let's go look at y'all's picks for last week. Joey did a great job. NVDA, finding them, CLS.
And John, you're right. Great day to sell premiums. If you got the type of portfolio to do that, selling calls against this would have been great. That's why I usually don't trade near inflation, just because the premiums are so expensive on options.
All right. So these were Joey's picks last week. Let's take this back 1 week. Quick test them all. 2.57%.
All right, Joey, there we go.
All right.
Look at that. NVIDIA, you doubled up on NVIDIA too.
Yeah, he did. That might have hurt him.
It kind of helped him there.
Yeah.
At least.
He could have had another stock in there, but I asked him beforehand. He wanted the both. I said, okay. So he got 2.57%, outpaced the market. All right. Ryan's picks last week. USO, comma ASML, comma SRS, comma
You didn't spell ASML right.
BA, huh?
You didn't spell ASML.
Sugarfoot. USO, I swear, this thing is going to make me cuss one day. SRS.
What, technology?
Yep. All right. So these were Ryan's picks last week.
Oh, yeah, Boeing was a Starliner thing.
Yeah.
Still under.
And it took off.
Yeah.
And it made it. And actually, it linked up. Let's go back 1 week. Quick test all. Oof. 0.6. So listen, we all made money. Oh, but I made the most. Okay, but I made the most. But we all made money. USO oil. You know, I got out of my oil play. I still have a price target of $90 on oil. I got out of my oil play because it was taking too long to move, and I thought that it was being manipulated anyway. But I got out of my USO play. Boeing, though, even with the Starliner, wasn't enough to pull it up. I'm actually surprised about that.
Yeah, it's down 4%. I think Boeing just has such a bad reputation
right now. Yeah, I honestly thought that the Starliner was going to start pushing it in the right direction as good news, as a good news thing. David,
well, I know they had like some thruster issues, but it seemed to kind of ease its way out, and the mission was successful at the end of the day.
Amir says, Ryan, your picks were amazing picks. Joey seems like he is just born to do it.
It's true.
Whatever. All right, lifestyle. I need your picks. Vikramjet, I need your picks. And Amir, I need your picks. I need 3 picks. Each one of y'all, because Ryan said so, each one of y'all can give me 2 picks. Because
And Ramor, it's funny you say that. I just showed that article to Glenn. Was it yesterday, Glenn?
Which one?
Where Ramor said no orders last month for the 737 for Boeing.
yeah.
And that was the 2nd month in a row, if I remember the article correctly. But yeah, I mean, it's still a dog with fleas, unfortunately.
All right, Vikramjet wants ADBE. We have to look at it. Son of a.
Adobe, they report tomorrow.
All right, so we're going to look at it from an earnings perspective. ADBE. Who else am I looking for? I'm looking for Lifestyle and Amir.
Lifestyle said any stock. I just need a winning trade for Father's Day for my dad.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to show you where I can find some. All right, I'm going to hook you up with that. Amir, LRCX, and URI. All right. How many likes?
Ramir, I'm thinking that Adobe surprise is going to be to the upside.
I talked about that, I think, in Monday's live.
I mean, all they got to do is say AI. Especially with the inflation report, the way it came in today.
I talked about it, I think, on Monday.
But we'll use that the earnings chart.
We're going to use that earnings
for Adobe. Let's do that for Adobe and see what VectorVest says about it.
LRCX. I got you, Amir. All right, let's go. How many likes did we get?
Thank you, Amir.
8. I'll give you 9 picks, plus the ones that I've got. I'm going to give you 9 picks. Let's go to customer picks. Now you can put them in. Now you can put them into. Well, hold on.
Customer Eugene, you got HIMS there. I talked about HIMS. It was about a month ago. That is it GLP-1?
Yeah, because they're going off of Novo Nordisk. They're biting. Yeah.
They're kind of like the inflation play. You know, they're providing that cheaper generic version, essentially.
Last week. We'll do that. Wow, Bikram just said I subscribed to VectorVest Premium yesterday. Way to go.
Thank you.
It's awesome. Let's go to picks this week.
Yeah, definitely big shout out to Bikram. But we've got Lifestyle, Deborah, and Amir. Thank you for supporting the channel.
I go back up in the list, Ryan, from when they started putting them in the chat.
Oh God, all 50,000 of these symbols.
I need 9 stocks.
All right, let's see here. So Amir put LRCX.
No. Don't talk about.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Deborah put Java. All right, so we got NTAP.
NTAP.
SOUN.
SLUN.
OUN.
SO. Oh, Soundhound.
UN. Soundhound.
Okay.
HIMS.
Good pick.
Chubb. CHUBB.
Okay. No.
Oh, that's not in our software. SE. POW. Oh, that one not in there either. Okay. POWL.
Powell. Okay.
ARM. ARM.
Okay.
And TDW. Tidewater.
TDW. How many stocks is that?
But 7. We got to throw in the other stocks,
I know. I need 2 more.
2 more?
Yeah.
GCT.
GCT.
And then OC.
OC. Owens Corningware. All right. So that's from the chat. Now from the people that gave us super chats, XGPT, was that the only one she gave me? Oh no, ETRN, son of a gun.
Ron, you mentioned Hood. I just want to say, as long as there's momentum behind crypto, I will be bullish on Hood, just because they're one of the largest crypto players out there, other than Coinbase.
XGTP, XGT. I don't have that. That's from Deborah. XGPT. I don't. Deborah, I need another one. Sigh, that makes me sad. ADBE. comma. I did have ETRM. Deborah, I need another one. Amir wants LRCX, comma, URI. And I need one for lifestyle. Lifestyle, I got one for you. Watch this. YouTube. Glenn's, where is it? Glenn's picks.
Just don't pick one of Joey's stocks.
No, that's not happening.
Just pick one of Joey's.
That's not happening. I'm giving you one right now.
From that list, I like Meta.
Nobody asked you. So moving on.
I know. Nobody asked me.
Let's go look at Meta, compare it. Meta's got a higher relative value, higher relative safety. Mine's got a higher. Let's go look at one other thing before I make a choice. 2731. We're going to go with Meta. I'll go with that.
I thought you didn't care what I said.
I really don't, but I'm going to give
I'm
you
just trying to help my dude out here for Father's
we're
Day.
going to go with Meta. We're going to go with Meta. That's for you, lifestyle. That's your pick for. All right. When we get to Adobe, we're going to look at a different graph. But these are your stocks. I'm sorting it by VST.
That's a really good list of stocks.
I agree. SoundHound is at the bottom, the only stock with a VST below 1.
But it's got that NVIDIA partnership.
You guys are 10 times louder than he is. Who's he? Because the Fed, we don't have the Fed on. Unless Joey's got him on in the background. We don't have the Fed on. Oh, well, because Joey's not us. So anyway, Adobe though, interesting on Adobe. We'll take a look at the graph. What's hurting it right now is RT. Prior to earnings, what's hurting it right now is RT. If I look at this list of stocks, how many stocks have an RT below 1? 3. Adobe, the United Rentals, and SoundHound all are in a downtrend. All right. So the
Look at my dude, ARM though.
ARM is up there, the fastest moving stock, right above HIMS. All right, let's graph these. We're going to do hot or not. Let's go to 3-month graph. What do you want to look at? You want to look at Star Search or MPI, Ryan?
You know what? Let's do Star Search.
All right, here we go. Here's Star Search.
Perfect. Look at that. That's
ARM, hot. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Perfect.
Type it in the room, hot or not. That's hot.
I'm going to go hot.
Actually, I might just need to put that.
That big body candlestick, I like it. John says we need that KPI and JPI, please.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. So moving on. If Joey is Warren Buffett, does that mean Glenn is Golden Corral? Hold on. Y'all need to stop laughing. Y'all cricket? Car crash? What is this one?
I think it's already in our portfolio.
Air horn. That was a good one. All right.
Air horn.
Do we want to put them into their portfolios?
I think ARM's already in our portfolio.
Is it? My portfolios. What is this? AMA hot or not? Where's that at? AMA hot or not? Is ARM in there?
Remore, I chose ARM over Apple.
I bet
Remore,
you
when
it
did you
isn't.
get into
And
ARM?
it isn't. Told you it wasn't.
It isn't?
No.
Oh, you know
I'm
why?
not
Because it already
listening
hit
to
its
you.
price target.
I'm so
no,
not-
it already hit its price target.
All right.
So we're buying it back.
Do you want me to put it into their portfolio? Yes. You think so?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
They say hot.
Let's go to RoboTrader. Whose car
And you
is
know how
that?
I feel about ARM.
Oh, trending third. That's not what I wanted.
No, that's not what we're doing. Portfolio.
Interesting.
It's portfolio.
What are you talking about? I'm trying.
Oh, Remore, you bought it when I first mentioned it around $55 when it broke out of that downward trend line. Because if so, well, I got you 2 bags, Remore. I'm glad.
I don't think it's.
I didn't buy it. I'm telling you right now why I didn't buy it. If I promote or talk about stocks on this channel, I don't buy them. Never bought ARM. Never owned options on ARM. I'm here to help you guys out. If I ever buy something that I actually talk about, I will let you know. But right now, I usually don't buy stuff I talk about. So I try to give you non-biased opinion.
Todd Schaefer's in the room. Everybody say hello.
Todd.
All right, Todd.
What up,
All right,
Todd?
so we bought ARM. HIMS, hot or not? HIMS, hot or not? You choose ARM over Apple, Glenn over Ryan, you can get out. How about that?
And he just made 300% or 200%.
On ARM?
Yeah. He said when I first started talking about it was around 55, $50. I don't know what he bought it at, but now it's around 150.
When
so
stocks fly too high, they get frozen. Okay, well, then don't buy them. A lot of people are, I guess, given the current market's condition, a lot of people are, and a lot of people are making money.
I'm going to say hot.
I'm going to say
on
hot
this one.
too. Nobody's answering. Janice, my number 2 is in here, and that's the only one. That's all right. Hims is not in the list. Let's go Hims.
I think this will be our first GLP stock in the list.
Hit price, is it? Might be. Target, $1,000. Apply. Okay. Yep.
That's what I like about these Star Search layout, because even if you buy them now, just put in a good, put in a stop right where that Bollinger Band is, So if it does go against you, doesn't become emotional and doesn't become too big of a loss. But if it keeps running up, you're just locking in profits.
Go ahead, make that money. Are you still in GME? Jazz, you still in it?
Oh God, that's a roller coaster.
That is. All right, SE.
You gotta keep up with Roaring Kitty.
I like that SE is in the third lane, but I don't like the indecision.
Ramor said maybe it's because people are buying as we talk, guys. That's true.
How to not? I like the move. That's too many days in a row going up for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trading days up.
And it looks like we're getting an upper wick as soon as we get to the fast lane. I'd hold off on that.
I would too. I'm not gonna say that it's hot. Thank you, Janice, for answering. All those people that are not answering, that's all I got to say about that. Jazz, you made 28% on GME yesterday. You better take that money and run. All right, next one. NTAP, hot. I'm watching that wick though. Bigger than the body or about the same size as the body. That's a concern, but man, that's in the fast lane. Both DPOs are moving up. Ramon, I'm with you. No, I'm not with you on I'm not with you on SE. All right, NTAP, hot or not? Hot or not?
I think hot. What do you think?
I think hot. All right,
and it's in the computer memory devices. Yeah. That's a good place to be right now.
All right, let's go get it. And
it's a good day. Again, this is the first green light in a while. So if you're jumping in today, I even talk about tonight's video. Just know you're being a little bit more aggressive.
Yep.
If you want to wait till the dust to settle tomorrow, if we get another green light without follow through, by all means.
I like that idea, just in case. All right. LRCX, that's a mere stock. Hot or not? It's a little choppy, but it's in the fast lane with a good open candle. Both DPOs moving higher.
Yeah. And sometimes when it gets to that upper Bollinger Band, it likes to hook on it for a couple trading sessions.
Well,
so I like it.
All right, I like it too. LRCX hot. Okay, let's go get it. Do we own it? No, we do not. LRCX.
We're loading up on a bunch of stocks today.
Well,
I like it.
Today's a good day, but I'm going to show you the stops that we have in place with it. There's $1,000 stock. The flying flip. I'm going to show you how to
buy one share. You got one share.
Yeah, that's all right.
Hey, that works.
Apply. I can't even apply. Edit.
You got to put share.
I got to put. Yeah, I don't.
You got to change it to shares instead of target investment. And just do one share. Because it's going to be over 1,000.
Yep, I saw that. Apply. There we go.
There we go. Well, we got $34 over the limit.
Yeah.
That works. No big deal.
All right, next stock. Y'all got to say it fast. Ooh, I like ETRN. No. I will never buy on a down day.
That's a beautiful chart, though.
I love the bottom left, upper right. Love it. Uptrend. I will never buy on a down day. So, for me, I am going to say, keep this in your watch list. I'd buy on an up day. I would buy on an up day. Graph looks beautiful. Looks beautiful.
Ramor, just checked. Ryan, 1.2 bagger on ARM.
Look at you, buddy.
There you go, bud. Glad to make some money.
Yeah. All right, so we're not going to get into ETRN, but I am going to tell you to keep that on your watch list because it is moving bottom left. Mark says hot. I am always a big fan. I want to buy into a trade on the day that's moving up. TDW. Whew,
that one's moving up though.
Yeah, but not in the fast.
It looks like it's right about to get into that fast lane.
Right about or in it. It's right about. It's not in it. I do like the upward move, but I want it to be in the fast lane. It's going to have a higher propensity to make money. Same thing here for a short amount of time, but it's not there yet. It's not there yet. If you're going to use this layout, that's what we're looking for. Now, if you want to get into it, a lot of buying pressure. You want to get into it, that's a more aggressive play. I'm not going to put it into y'all's portfolio. All right. John says TDW is going to break out. Let it break out. Let it show me that it's in the fast lane before I get it. All right. Next one, Powell. Again, like the move. It's in the middle lane. I need more. I need more than this. You agree?
100%. Yeah, from this layout, I'd wait.
And the faster DPO is still is under. Interesting that the slower one is above, but the faster one is not. I'm not going to say I'm going to take this now. Again, I do like the most recent move, but let it show me something. Meta in the fast lane.
I like Meta.
I'm not going to buy it today only because it's moving down. I'm not going to stop you from buying it. It is in the fast lane. Gapped up, never faded the gap. Definitely moving higher. I like the move.
We're seeing a little bit of a bottom wick.
All right.
I like it from a valuation standpoint. I mean, this is a tech company in the AI space, and it's undervalued right now. I think our valuation's around 575.
Now let's find out. Value is at 575, right? We're at 574.92.
I keep an eye on Meta.
Meta's a good play. Now, again, if you want to jump on it because it's in the fast lane, go for it. I'd rather make sure I'm doing it on an up day. That's just me. All right.
Oh, Remore, it's got FBL. That's the cheaper ETF to play.
Absolutely.
If you guys don't know about it, a lot of these big tech companies, they got cheaper plays. Remore, just put in the comments here, FBL, if you're interested.
And again, tomorrow on Friday's video is going to talk about the poor man's way to use some of those ETFs to play the mega cap stocks. All right. OC. How to not?
I like it. Just got into the fast lane. Updated day.
Look at that.
Right at the top of the channel, yeah.
I say not yet. It just got into the fast lane, but overall, look at the channel. Look at the channel. Let it get out of its own way. I'd like to, if it breaks above that level of resistance at 183.25, it'll already still be in the fast lane. It'll always be it was already be in the fast lane. Hi, Glenn.
Remore, perfect.
Can VectorVest system be applied to futures? No, we do not trade futures, nor do we trade currency. So the answer to your question is no. OC's at a new high, Glenn. It is a week or so off of the high. It's not there yet. It's about a week or so off of the high. There's the high. So it's not there yet. All right. I like the move today. I do. But get out again. There's a definite channel that I want to see it break out of. A definite channel that I want to see it get out of. Next one, GCT. That's a little choppy.
Big cloud.
It's a little choppy right there.
I'm going to say not.
I'm going to say not as well.
I mean, what are you going 3 months here and the stock's done a whole lot of nothing? I like winners. I don't like wasting time or money.
Wow, that makes you like winners. You're so judgmental. That's what you are.
No, coming from you.
Yeah, I'm not
coming
judgmental.
From you,
not me. I am almost a saint. All right, graph layout. This is Adobe. Now, first thing about Adobe going into earnings. Look at the 3-month trend. Look at this trend. All right, that's a red flag.
Right at that trend line.
That's a red flag. Let's go to the graph layouts. Let's go look.
Yeah, the earnings layout. I love this earnings layout you put together here. Perfect.
Well, I did it for them. Everything I do it for them. Where the flying flip is it? Dividend.
Somewhere in your 52
earnings graph.
layout.
I know. Let's go put this on a 6-month graph. It is a lot.
You got all these layouts. I always see you use like 4 different layouts.
I know. Let's take that off. Ryan, what's your 2 cents first on earnings?
Relative safety dropping.
Which
That's
looks
one. At the consistency of the earnings.
Okay.
Growth rate forecasted positive. EPS on the move to the upside. Sales growth rate pretty flat here. But I will say sales growth rate is lower than the growth rate in earnings. So that's my concern. And relative safety dropping off. So from an earnings perspective, I don't think it's really worth the risk. I think I see a lot more risk than reward.
I'm with you. I do see a lot more risk than reward. 1. Number 2, software. I'm wondering, the sales growth is falling. And remember, if earnings is the engine that drives the stock's price higher, which is starting to run up, the sales growth is not backing it up.
That's the fuel. Got to have the fuel for the engine.
I'm going to make a bold call. Oh, boy.
Ooh.
I think they missed twice. I think they miss on earnings and they miss on revenue.
See here.
That's what I think. That's what I think. Okay.
So I'm just gonna put it like this, Glenn.
Yeah.
The last 4 reports, they've beat on both. So you're thinking a miss, huh?
I think they're gonna miss. I'm just looking at the graph. No.
Yeah.
What is the forward guidance going to be? I know software has taken a hit recently. Could be right, guys. I don't know. Again, what you're doing is you're just listening to my opinion here. But I'm looking at the VectorVest indicators, bringing me to
see
that
concerns.
Point. Relative safety still, it's above 1, but falling. Earnings growth is rising as relative safety.
Look at its last earnings report back in February. Revenue up 11.3%.
Okay.
Net income down 50%.
Wow.
Net profit margin down 55.36%. And I'm on Google. I just Googled the quarterly financials here. Net change in cash down $887 million, which is down 440% down.
Nothing about that sounds good.
No.
Nothing about that sounds good.
So I could see why even though they beat on earnings and revenue estimates, the stock's still falling.
All right, so
I see why it's falling now. Just looking at the financials real quick.
That's all. I'm just saying, okay, we'll see what happens.
But if it breaks to the upside of that downward trend line, I might get a little excited about that.
Let's go back to Star Search. This is Deborah's other stock. No, it's not. Who's got? Oh, this was Amir stock. Ooh, Amir, be careful. Right now, the candle is green because it's higher than yesterday's close. But where is it? It's in the slow lane, and it has been for a little bit. I'm not feeling this stock.
Not at all.
I'm not feeling this stock.
I like you, Amir, and sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, but I don't like it.
That's like the guy on the oil commercial, but I didn't have time to fix my garage door opener. You got to do what you got to do, and he drives through the garage. I don't want you to do that, Amir. And I'm looking at while it was in the fast lane.
I mean, it's a perfect rollover. You got uptrend, flat, and then now it's starting its downtrend. It's a nice, perfect little rollover here on the chart.
Since the last time it was in the fast lane, look at that trend. Look at that trend.
As soon as it hit the fast lane, boom. Yeah, I'm not too excited about that one.
But Ramjet says, thanks, not going for Adobe. All I did, I made a decision based off what I saw on the graph. That's all that was. That's all that was. So you are all over the place. I'm not feeling that. In the last stock,
SoundHound AI.
It's in that space, but I don't know. Ryan, what do you think?
Nope, not yet. I did a video on this last week. The 4 stocks that NVIDIA has a stake in. This is one of them.
Yeah.
This did not excite me very much in that video, so I'm still in the no category. Am I gonna write it off and just forget about it?
No. Yeah.
But I'm thinking, wait for some of this, because it's still in the news. You can see the pump. I mean, the pump is right there in the chart. The stock is kind of just consolidating since that pump, after the pullback. But as of the 4 companies that NVIDIA has a stake in, ARM is my favorite.
And RXRX, I like RX.
Yeah, RXRX. But that's a new company. Definitely look at RXRX when you get a chance.
I'm going to bring up one more stock only because it's a hot topic.
GME.
Yeah, stop it. 3 months.
Hey, it's the Roaring Kitty.
Where's Jazz? Jazz said he made some money on it. Let's go see Jazz. Yeah. Look, where's it at? That was yesterday. Look at it.
All I know is if you have GME shares and you have them at a good price and you don't want to sell them, boy, you can probably make a killing selling those premium options. Because those options trade at a premium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just be selling them. Just selling options against it,
And Roaring Kitty did absolutely nothing. But everybody was like, "Wow, what is?" It was like in the Forrest Gump movie when he was running all that time and everybody was running behind him, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, he's getting ready to stop. Let's see what he's got to say." He says, "I just want to go home." So I think Roaring Kitty was sort of like that. It was like, "All right, he's coming up. The guy that started this all," and he was like, "Want to see how much money I made?"
But he did not hype the stock up
all.
in that video. He came from a realistic expectation, but I think he had all eyes from the government looking at him.
And I think he walked the tight line right there because he didn't want the Fed to be like, "Oh yeah." So, but he did absolutely nothing for it except for he said, "I made this money. I'm gonna close it out now and let y'all hold the bag. I'm Forrest Gump. We can have GME stock, GME bonds, GME options. We could play we could play." All right, I got it. That was messed up. It'd be like, "Ryan Cohen, you got legs." All right. So we gotta go. That was. I don't know if that was funny or not, but it was.
Probably not.
Thank you guys. The market continues to climb. Ryan, you watching the market on your screen?
I got so much stuff up. Let me see. I had to find it. Yeah, it looks like it's coming around here. Oh, I got valuation. Hold on.
It's still no. I think if you look at the level that we had at that big red bar and draw it down, we got higher lows.
Well, I think the market kind of got amped up this morning. You could see it. The buying was in this morning, but as soon as we got closer to the Fed, the buying's not there. Kind of just leveling out. I don't really see a whole lot of selling pressure, but
All right. So we're done. You want to?
I signed us off last week. Glenn, you got it this week, bud?
I got it. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys so much. We had 4 super chats today. So I want to shout out to Deborah, Lifestyle Coach, Big Ramjet, and Amir. Thank you very, very much. Before we go, one more time, put the ones in the room for those people who gave us the super chats. Thank you so, so much for that, for supporting the channel. Remember, it's not necessary, but it's just a great way to let us know that we're appreciated for all of the work that we put in for you guys. And we do. We put a lot of work in here. Sometimes it's, when you talk about Nio and everybody wants to flip-flop their jibs, and then Ryan can come back and say, "Aha, I told you so," because he's Rick James. Oh, you can't say that. Anyway, with that, Joey gets the super chats? No, none of us do. It doesn't come to any one of the 3 of us at all. It doesn't come. But it helps the channel. All right. With that, folks, remember Ryan's got an awesome video tonight, really talking about and diving in to CPI or inflation and what it really means and how to use the power of the VectorVest software to monitor it. I think it's going to be eye-opening for many of you. All right. So with that being said, adios, arrivederci, ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Odabu. Bom dia, salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Until the next time, folks, see ya.